I've gotten more questions than ever about where we are in this bull market. I think we're in a bull market. I did a tweet today that has caught a couple people off guard. I say, my wife, Blockchain Chicks, thinks we might be in a distribution phase. Thinks. I don't agree with her. I still think we are in a bull market, okay? In fact, she's going to do a video very soon on sharing both sides of this situation. And you know what? This is something that having a wife involved with crypto as much as I am, this is really healthy dialogue. This isn't something that's, trying to confuse people or whatever. We do this all the time. I don't know if you know us at all. People that do know us know exactly that this is what we do, but we bounce ideas off each other. I think that's very healthy. And you know what? As far as guiding people, this isn't to confuse people. Our members at learningcrypto.com have absolutely destroyed this bull market so far. We bought within $700 from the bottom of the bull market or the bear market in 2022, and we were selling at $100,000, $105,000, and $110,000. We also, with some of the alts that we bought, once we doubled our profit on the alts, we would sell our original capital just so that, everything else is gravy. And we are very strategic at protecting us for any different type of situation that might occur, okay? Especially this liquidation event. What I've been telling everyone for years now, stay out of leverage. When that drop happened, I was sleeping like a rock. And when I woke up, I was just fine. I was happy. I didn't lose 1 cent. And one of the reasons why I can do that and be totally chill, we're out of leverage. We're mostly in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is our biggest bag. And so our risk management is there. It's been there for well over a decade. And that's why we're surviving for so long in this space and killing it, essentially. Now let's go on to Joe Casarti saying Bitcoin is up only 9% since January 1st, making it the first bull market year in history with single-digit returns, which I don't think that's that bad of a bull market, so far. I think that, yeah, we're gonna correct finally. And I showed you yesterday a chart that showed, how much we correct during a bull market. We correct like 30 to 40% multiple times during a bull market, especially like a 2017, 2018. If you guys were in there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're even newer to this space, back in the 2020, 2021 bull market, you know that we had a 55% pullback, and then we proceeded to go to all-time highs. Do you know how many people thought we were in a bear market back then? I mean, I remember where I was when I saw that first 55% dip. I was having dinner with some friends and I was laughing so hard. And they're like, "Why are you laughing? You're losing all your money." I'm like, "I'm not losing any money, man. Like, this is pure capitulation. These are leveraged gamblers, longs, that are getting absolutely wiped out. And then we destroy the shorts on the way up. Shorts are betting the price is going to go down." And it was wonderful. And then my friends were like, "Wow, how did you call it?" I'm like, "Listen, I've seen this so many different times. It's not like I'm calling, not like I have a crystal ball, but I just knew where we were in a bull market." And this is before the FTX collapse. That was the black swan that happened. And that really caught a lot of people off guard, except Heidi. She called it 2 weeks before that collapsed and called Sam Bankman-Fried a fraud. So here's a great example from JV Harris on Twitter of what we're experiencing right now. It's like being at the airport, your bags are packed, but your flight gets delayed. You're still going to paradise, you just need to wait a little bit longer. I think that is really cool. That's exactly kind of what we're experiencing right now. Yeah, I thought the bull market would be ended by now, or at least around now. But, I think we're going to go on to 2026. Okay, so what? I'm flexible with my thoughts. And you know what? We've already taken profit, and so have our members. They're very happy right now because that profit is going to be used to buy back during the next bear market, which is coming. I'm not always going to be a bull, but right now I am still a bull. Now, we also have one of the reasons why I'm a bull. Here we go. Metaplanet raises $100 million to buy more Bitcoin. Now, these are companies that are putting their Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And so here's the thing. Why do I think the next bear market's going to be so bad? It's because many of these companies don't understand Bitcoin. Metaplanet might, who knows, whatever. There are many, many different reasons why companies are buying Bitcoin. One of the reasons is because it's like the popular thing to do. So they're going to put it on their balance sheet, and at the first signs of a bear market or a true bear market, when we're actually correcting a normal correction, like over 30%, we've been down, what, a measly 21%? Okay, whatever. That is not even a major correction, guys, okay? You know this if you're an OG in this space. You know darn well this is not a major correction. Now, here we go. A lot of people are saying ETH is dead, okay? So we watch ETH go from like $4,000 or whatever, a little bit higher, down to about $1,300, and then back up to all-time highs. And now it's taken a little break, and here's a great tweet. ETH is dead. Highest monthly transaction count ever. It's true, you know, so you look at the data and you make your own choices. That's what I've done, and that's what I hope you will do as well. Don't blame me for liking ETH, who cares? I like one coin, I don't like the other coin, but I don't make a big deal about it, and I don't dislike anybody that owns a different coin, okay? That's very childish. Now, he retweets the Treasury Secretary of the US, who says, "We are approaching America's golden age with President Trump." This is really, really important, okay? Listen up. So jobs are booming, inflation is falling, and Main Street and Wall Street will rise together in an era of parallel prosperity. And Eric Voorhees says, "Is everyone enjoying the golden age?" Now, here's why I'm like, want you to pay attention. This is your political sphere lying through their teeth. You know darn well the US is in horrible shape right now. It hasn't been this bad since I've been alive, and I expect it to get much worse, all right? Inflation is really high. I'm about to cover this, right? And the US is also printing $1 trillion every 70 days. And I had actually made the prediction that, you know, by the time the next election is going to happen, I'm being conservative here, that they're going to be printing, the Fed is going to be printing $1 trillion every 20 days by the time the next election happens. So I don't know, what do you think out there? Let me know how much you think they're going to be printing every like 20 days. Yeah, give me a number, all right? Now let's go over to see how bad the economy is actually doing, not what these stupid political figureheads are saying. They're all just central bank puppets. All right, US vehicle repossessions have surged to their highest level since 2009. That's not a lie, this is real. Why is that? Because people can't afford anything anymore, all right? Now, we also have Google searches for second jobs reaches an all-time high, surpassing 2008 financial crisis and the pandemic levels. Now, lastly, here we go. U.S. government debt, 21st of October, 1995, was $4.9 trillion in debt. Keep in mind, it took 200 years, over 200 years for the U.S. to print its first $1 trillion. Now we're printing it every 70 days, guys. This is the end game for that place, okay? This is why we always encourage people, get that second citizenship, you know, instead of buying that nice car or that third house or whatever you're planning on doing or whatever, or a nice boat, get a second citizenship, okay? Please, just do it. Trust me on that one. Okay, so moving on. 21st of October 2005, $8 trillion. 21st of October 2015, $18 trillion. Now $38 trillion. Now after the $38 trillion was printed, 4 days later they had already printed another $100 billion. It is freaking finished, guys. Like, that is why you need to educate yourself in this space, not be turned off by liquidation events, not be turned off by, you know, crypto influencers saying, oh, the sky is falling, whatever. If you're buying Bitcoin for the long run, like having a mindset of holding it for at least 5 years or 10 years, bring it on. Even like buy some for your kids, you know? So if they're 18 years later, they're gonna have Bitcoin, they're not gonna have to deal with inflation, okay? it's just a fact. It's an inelastic supply. So you have an unlimited supply of fiat and you have an inelastic supply of Bitcoin. What do you think is going to happen? Of course, it's going to absolutely skyrocket. By the time your kid is old enough to use that money, Bitcoin's going to be well over $1 million. I mean, I think it's going to be a different currency. I think it's going to be a central bank digital currency, stablecoin. But your guess is good as mine on that one. So with that said, check out learningcrypto.com, educate yourself, see what we are doing with our crypto, and share this video with as many people as possible so that you can spread the word to educate people on this space and what is to come. All right, talk to you soon.